Hey friend, welcome to the Halfway to Dead podcast. I'm your host, Jen Lovell. Listen, you and I have reached that age where we are done with the bullshit. We know that midlife is our chance to flip the script and experience life on our own terms. It's time to reconnect with our higher selves and reclaim our inner peace. Are you ready with an open heart and an open mind? Awesome, you're in the right place. Hop in and ride shotgun with me on this midlife spiritual journey. Hey everybody, you're in for a treat today. I interviewed Amy Craver. Amy Craver is a Reiki master, sound vibrational healer, and a QHHT level 2 hypnotist. Amy started her career in physical therapy, where she used to specialize in lymphedema therapy, and then she started incorporating Reiki into it, and then COVID hit. And so Amy went and she pursued the holistic healing side of things. That's when she became a Reiki master. She got certified and everything and started her career as we know it now. Amy believes that everyone has the ability to heal themselves. Her intention is to help her clients tap into their inner wisdom and access their own innate healing powers. She approaches every session with compassion, respect, and a deep understanding of the mind-body-spirit connection. Her practice is rooted in the belief that true healing occurs when we address the root cause of our physical, emotional, and spiritual imbalances. So during our conversation, Amy explains that everything is energy. She teaches us about the 7 main chakras and the energy associated with each one. She talks to us all about Reiki, what it is, and how we can all benefit from it. We get into vibration and the healing qualities of a sound massage and sound bath. I share my Reiki experiences, good and bad. Spoiler, the bad experience includes a zap to the old lady bits. So you're going to want to hear this one. We talk about it all. So this conversation actually ended up including so many interesting topics and personal stories. And I decided that rather than editing things out, I would separate this conversation into 2 episodes. But no worries, you're not going to have to wait. Both episodes are going to drop together. So let's get started on part 1 of the conversation. And when you're done with this episode, just cruise right on to number 2, part 2 of this, because you're going to love it all. You're going to love both episodes. So let's get in there. Let's get talking with Amy. Hey, Amy, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just got done telling everybody all your expertise, all the things you do. Okay.
Perfect.
So I want to start by explaining to everybody just energy. Just energy.
Energy makes up everything in the universe. Every person,
everything's energy.
Place, thing, object has a vibrational frequency of energy.
And we figured this out in science too.
Yes.
This isn't just us making things up.
No,
everything.
It's confirmed.
Yes. A rock, this table, the trees.
Yes.
All put off a different vibration.
Yes. And all of those vibrations directly affect our body, our mind, and our spirit.
Yes. So what we surround ourselves is a big deal.
Okay. It's everything. Everything.
Okay. Yes. So you do Master Reiki, you do all the things. So tell me though, we have energy centers in our body.
Yes.
And there's a ton of them, but most of us talk about the main, is it 7? 7.
Yes.
7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I always go between saying chakra and chakra. Which one is it?
I say chakra.
Chakra. But I hear other people, because it's spelled with a CH.
Yes.
And I hear other people say your chakras.
Yes.
So we don't care. We can say it either way.
Either way.
Okay. Okay. Because I always wonder, did I just say that right?
And I'm not a grammar
person. And
yes.
Yeah, me either. So
we all get the point.
We know what we're talking about. Okay. So the chakras. So should we start at the bottom and head up with each one? Okay.
So the chakras, starting at the root, the base of the spine, it is governed for survival instinct, grounding, and it is associated with the color red. So this is all of our basic life needs being met, starting in childhood with having enough food, having support, having that love we need.
Okay. So when we say we're grounding,
yes.
We're really like focusing on that chakra.
Yes.
Kind of.
Grounding, getting outside, feet on the ground, filling ourselves up with stuff that we may not have always had or been supported with. So we can pull energy from Mother Earth through our feet and help us ground. Even foods, wearing the color red.
Even like red lights,
Yes.
light therapy, whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's the root. And that would be located, if we were thinking about our body,
The base of the spine.
the base of the spine.
Mm-hmm.
So I always visualize it at the base of my spine, but I always have like the little red roots and stuff when I'm meditating going down through my feet.
Yes. I send it all through the legs, the ankles, the feet.
And into the ground.
Yes. I've noticed working on clients that a lot of times if people have had a lot of trauma since birth,
Yeah.
that their feet are sometimes arthritic, crippled up, crinkled up, tight.
Oh.
Yes. So you can physically see on a person's body the areas that have been blocked for a long time.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. So that's the root
Mm-hmm.
at the very base of our spine. Then if we go up, how far do we go up till we get to the next guy?
The next guy is our sacral. It's the lower abdomen, the reproductive organs.
Okay.
It governs sexuality, creativity, and intuition and self-worth. And it's associated with the color orange.
Okay.
So once again, incorporating that color orange, eating orange foods, wearing orange colors,
Uh-huh.
being creative, painting, dancing, moving the body, all opens.
That's how we open it.
Yes, that's how we open the sacral
And
area.
if it's like closed up and just like full of cobwebs, what kind of stuff are we going to feel?
You could have low back pain. You could have tight hips. You could have no sexual desire or an overactive sexual desire. You could feel not beautiful in your skin.
Okay. So like self-esteem, is
Yes,
it that there?
yes, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's orange.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're heading up a little further.
Underneath the rib cage,
Okay.
above the belly button, is the solar plexus. And it's associated with the color yellow. And it governs impulse control, inner strength, and ego.
Okay.
So when our solar plexus is closed off, we have troubles being strong, standing up for ourselves. Sometimes troubles with ego comes from there. Maybe overactive, underactive.
Oh God. Okay. So it could be some like egotistical little bastard.
Mm-hmm,
Okay.
mm-hmm. Just too much in their strength.
Too much.
Mm-hmm.
Or not enough would be someone, again, maybe with the self-esteem thing.
Yes.
Or like
Yes, not feeling worthy of things, not
speaking their mind.
Yes,
like all
not
of the
feeling in
things.
control.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then again, wearing the color yellow, eating the yellow foods.
Okay. Just visualizing things in yellow.
Visualizing yellow in that area of your body.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's around the belly button?
Yes.
Ish? Okay.
Yes. And a lot of times if we have gut issues,
Oh, it'll be from there.
it'll be from there. I'm an empath, so going out into the world and feeling other people's energy, it always affects my gut.
Oh.
That's where everything hits me when I know things are off, when I know people, places, or things don't resonate
Okay.
with my body and my energy. It hits my gut.
It hits your gut.
Yep.
And you just know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God. Okay.
Almost like a pulsing in there and anxious. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Right. So, because a lot of people out there probably feel a pit in their stomach.
Yes.
When they're around certain people.
Yes.
Or like in a situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Pay attention to those
So that's
things.
the energy center that's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
You're picking up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And then we move up.
Then we move up to the heart chakra.
Which is a big one, right?
It's
an important one.
It's a big one. It's a big one. And on most people, it does have some layers on it that need to be scraped off. It's in the center of our chest, and it governs compassion, self-love, and spirituality. So if you can tune in and grant yourself and give yourself that self-love, it will open you up to be able to love others, to give love to others, to be able to love unconditionally. But it all starts with the self.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
And also, because for the longest time, I always just thought of it as so that I can love others better, that I can be loving. But also, it's got to be open for you to accept love.
Yes. Yes.
Like the opposite too,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like so that we can actually because it's harder than it seems sometimes.
Yes.
Like if you're someone who doesn't really like to accept help from other people or love from other people.
If we didn't grow up in those homes that were abundant with love and able to share love with the kids easily. We grow up as adults that are hard.
Because we're kind of closed off.
Yes,
in the
we're
heart
closed
chakra.
and it's hard for us to express it because we didn't learn it.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we head up. We're just going to keep moving up.
And then we move up to the throat chakra. And the throat chakra governs communication and emotion. And it's associated with the color blue. And a lot of people, if they have thyroid issues or digestive larynx issues, it's the throat, not speaking your truth, not feeling worthy enough to speak your truth. A lot of times people come into the world with restrictions on their voice and being heard. Our upbringing telling us that what we think and believe is not right puts restriction on our voice. And when that happens, it just builds tension in that area and it starts to come out in our shoulders and our thyroid and creating literal disease in the body.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I always think of it, I don't even know if this is right, but to be able to like speak your truth.
Yes.
Like to be able to say the things.
Yes. We all have to be doing it now. If we're not, it is just going to wreak havoc on the body. And we can say what we need to say in a kind way.
Right.
We don't have to be rude and mean. We just have to kindly, firmly speak up for ourselves. Yeah.
And that doesn't mean if you know somebody who's like just running their mouth all the time, that doesn't mean their throat chakra's open. No. It's probably actually pretty close.
Yes.
So it isn't about like talking a lot.
No.
It's about what you're saying.
Right.
So all the like Karens in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that they're like all connected with their throat chakra.
And the part of the throat chakra is listening, being able to listen without having to spew out everything that comes to your mind.
So it's about having control over your throat chakra. Yes. I spent a little bit of time in meditation connecting my heart to my throat.
Mm-hmm.
Like I intentionally was doing that.
Yes.
And so I would just be like, I just want to make sure that everything that comes out of my mouth like resonates in my heart first.
That's perfect.
Before I let it come out of my mouth.
Taking the pause before we speak gives us time to connect to the heart space and let something evolved come out instead of something under-evolved that's hurting people.
Can you imagine if like the whole world just like thought a little bit before they open their mouths?
Oh, it'd be such a kinder place.
Nice. It would be so nice, right? Especially like in an election year. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody only had the truth come out of their mouths?
Yes, we all have our own opinions. Not everyone is going to believe the same things. We don't need to.
And we don't have to believe everybody else's things, and they don't have to believe ours. We just have to have the respect to be like, cool.
Yes.
I love that you figured out what works for you.
And use your mind.
It doesn't work for me.
To decide this resonates, this doesn't. Thank you for sharing. I'll set it aside.
Right. Like, I don't believe what you believe, but that's okay.
Yeah.
You and I don't have to sit at the same dinner table.
No.
Like, we could just wave. And be nice. And that's all we need to do.
Yeah.
Right. And then we pick our people based on kind of if their energy does match ours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean all the people who don't have our energy are wrong or terrible.
No, they came here to learn different things and to experience different things.
Right. And so we just leave them on their path.
Yep.
We do ours.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And we don't have to fight about it. we just solved world peace, but it's not going to happen.
Hopefully.
Well, you know what?
We're evolving.
We are. I don't know if it's going to hit in like the years I have left on earth, but like whatever. Okay. So throat, that's a big one.
Throat is a big one.
Okay.
Heart and throat are big.
Heart and throat are big. Mm-hmm. Okay. So then we're heading up past our throat and we're going to stop
at the third eye.
At the third eye.
Between the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And this governs rationality, wisdom, and imagination. And it's associated with the color purple. So the amethyst, the purple invites that calm. When we have a calm mind, we can think clearly.
And purple, is that the same as like indigo?
Indigo is for the crown.
So what's violet for?
Violet is also a purple.
Okay. It's just two versions kind of.
Yes.
Purple,
indigo
blue.
has more of the purple, pinks, blues, where
the violet goes to the deeper purple.
It's more purple. Yeah.
Okay. I only know this because sometimes it took me a long time to try and remember what color went with what chakra. Okay. But then and then it hit me out of nowhere once. I was like, it's just the fucking rainbow.
Yes.
And so sometimes I'm just like, Roy G. Biv from like first grade.
And if you remember, it starts from the bottom up. It's
just
literally
Roy G. Biv it going up.
Yes.
And so it made it so much easier to visualize when it finally clicked in my head that it was just the rainbow.
Yes.
And that took a while, actually. All of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. I can just Roy G. Biv this whole thing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Smart.
But indigo and violet always confused me.
Yes. Truthfully, at the crown, I use white light, but it's taught as indigo.
Yeah. Okay. But it's all just light. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So back to the third eye.
The third eye. So when you have a third eye that is too open and you haven't worked on the lower chakras, like the root and the sacral, it can come out as mental illness. It can come out as seeing too much and like paranoia. So being that nice and grounded helps equal out the opening of that third eye.
Okay. So if we're just like starting into this whole spiritual journey thing, figuring it out, like don't just start working on your third eye first.
Right.
You got a lot of work to do before you head there.
A lot of people want the third eye because they want that magic. They want the powers. They want to see. They want to know.
But you're not going to get that until the other stuff's lined up.
You will not be comfortable in it until your root is nice and grounded, or else you'll always feel anxious. You'll always feel out of control.
Okay. So that's okay if that guy's shut for a while.
Slower opening.
Okay. So just a peek. Just a peek from the third eye.
Yes.
Is this, and so I know in some religions, they put that little dot right there.
Yes.
Is that they're connecting to their third eye?
Correct. Some people rub when they're trying to think to activate it.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
And staying away from things like the fluoride and the things that calcify it. You want it to be clean and open.
So is that the chakra that links with like, what do they call it? It looks like a little...
Like a pea.
Yeah, like the pineal gland or something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Is kind of behind there.
It's all one. The pineal gland is the third eye. It is our all-knowing. It sees and knows everything. As we come into this world, we have some blockages naturally put on there because the earth is a place of learning. So we don't get to see and know everything. We have to kind of discover and open and grow it. Some people come in with more of it open than others.
Yeah.
But most of us come in with it pretty blocked, and it's a challenge to get it to
open.
And a lot of times our beliefs and things people have told us in life keep it blocked.
That makes sense.
And not realizing the
if you were
connection to
raised
it.
in like a stricter, heavier religious code, there's a good chance your third eye is pretty close.
Yeah.
Because you were taught that that's all no.
Yes. That it's negative, that it brings on bad things to you.
Okay.
But it is a gift to us. It is a gift that we are supposed to open and connect to.
Okay. So that's the third eye. And then we go all the way to the top.
Then we go to the crown at the top of the head, and it correlates with connection to the divine. So it's literally where the divine tries to communicate with us. So those little voices we hear in our head that are trying to guide us, that's the divine coming in. When we're born, we have a team that comes into the world with us, and they're constantly trying to communicate with us.
Okay. And that's all through the crown.
And they do that through our crown.
Okay. So we open that up.
Opening that up opens us up to our healers and ancestors and that information that they are trying to pour into us.
Okay, so that's all the way at the top of the crown. That's the V, the Roy G. Biv. We're at the V. Okay. So there are more chakras out in the world.
I don't even know how many. Yes.
But those are the main ones.
Those are the main one. If we can get those under control, the rest will fall into place.
Yeah. I mean, if we figured all those out in our one lifetime, that'd be a big accomplishment.
Yes.
Like, we don't need to go on to the rest necessarily.
And daily it will change. One day everything will be open and spinning, and then the next day you'll have a fight with your mom and it'll affect that root chakra again.
Yeah. Because you don't open them once and they're just open.
No.
different points in your life, things to be open, closed.
Constant battle of rebalancing, staying grounded, staying connected to the earth, the clean eating, the high vibrational activities, moving the body, connected with the body.
So pretty much just doing like healthy things. All the things we don't really want to do.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Correct.
But that's what we got to do. And it's not that if you're not eating perfectly,
right.
Like it's still going to be okay.
Yes. It's a matter of being conscious of it. Like some days you can eat whatever you want, but some days you're strategic and you feed your body the vitamins and minerals that it needs.
Especially probably if you're struggling with something in particular.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Then that becomes really important.
Yes.
Like if you're going through something health-wise or emotionally, like then it's really important to watch it.
Yes. Food is energy. Food is healing.
Yeah, it's everything.
It's everything. It's truly what runs our body.
Yeah.
And the processed stuff, our body doesn't know how to break it down and digest it. So it causes more blocks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. So everything in moderation. Yeah. Yep.
Yep. I'm trying. Oh, jeez. All right. So this is all our energy and we can work on it on our own, but we can also find a Reiki practitioner.
Yes. Yes.
And so you are a Reiki practitioner. And so tell us, what kind of training does it take to be a Reiki?
So to be a Reiki practitioner, you'll want to find a Reiki master. You want to find a Reiki master who you connect to morally, spiritually. You want someone whose energy feels good to you because they are putting downloads into you to help you on your journey to help heal people.
Yes. Because if something feels off, it's off.
It's off.
Do not exchange energy with that person.
Correct.
Oh, God. Yes.
So like my Reiki class, the first one I did, it's like 3 to 5 hours, I would say. And we just go through the history of it, the principles of it, the pillars of it, and then like hands-on teaching people how to perform it.
Okay. Because basically you are opening your energy up.
Yes. To universal
energy. Yes. So are you kind of like a channel?
Exactly. The healing has nothing to do with me. I allow myself to be a channel for the energy to flow through me to the person I'm working on.
Okay. And what are we channeling? What's going on in your head while you're doing this?
When I am doing this, I am connecting to the person's ancestors, spirit guides, and healers and calling them in to assist. And I am just channeling clean, pure energy. As I touch the body and feel the body, I feel subtle hints that things are off, or I may feel emotions that I've experienced in life. So I know something is blocked there.
Okay.
Sometimes touching the body, I'll feel tapping on my hand. I'll feel heat in areas that are blocked. And then sometimes even I'll hear words or thoughts that come into mind.
Okay.
Connecting me to this spot has trouble. And then I just concentrate on sending that Reiki energy there to clean it, to purify it, and release it.
And release it out of that body.
I pull it out and I send it deep to the earth to never come out again.
Oh.
Yes, because your intention is everything.
Yeah.
You have to do something with that energy because energy never dies.
No,
so you have to
take
it. Yep. You have to take it out and place it somewhere else.
Okay. So that we're not storing it in our own bodies.
Yes, correct.
So that probably totally links back with like mindfulness and like being aware of what you're feeling.
Yes.
And try and work through it and get rid of it then.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's just going to store.
Correct.
And then we got to deal with that shit later.
Yeah.
And nobody has time for that.
Comes back to the throat chakra. If we can speak what we're feeling when we feel it, it will prevent from the clogging of the system.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And doing that in a good way.
In a nice way.
Yeah. Not just like yelling at everybody when we're mad.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll find that when you do speak what you need to speak to someone, it creates a shift in them and it's exactly what they needed to hear.
Yes.
And it can upgrade them to a higher level because they now see how they were acting and being and they weren't realizing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Easier said than done, but okay.
Yes. And each time you do it, it will get easier because the first couple times it sucks. Yeah.
So at the end, when you're graduating to be a Reiki level, whatever master. So what is attunement?
Attunement is codes that were Yusui, the guy who created the form of Reiki that we're doing.
Okay.
It's signs that he's seen to help open people and to implant in people, to protect when doing the work,
Mhm.
to pull in the clean energy, and to connect to universal energy. So once you get those attunements in you, it opens you. You will feel different. You will feel more connected. You will see things a little differently.
Okay.
It just opens your perspective to the world and life and how things run
Okay.
wider.
When you go, so that at the end, you kind of do an attunement ceremony. Is it a ceremony?
Yeah, each time. So Reiki 1, 2, and then the master level, you get attuned to each level.
Okay.
And then each level, you get new symbols to work on people with.
Because my eyes are closed the whole time.
Correct.
So I don't know what you're doing.
So-
I have no clue. But what, so you're holding your hands in positions.
Yes, different positions on the body to clear different organs, different systems, different meridians.
Can you do Reiki on yourself?
I do Reiki on myself daily.
Okay. So is that basically meditation with an added element of
Correct.
what?
I meditate and I go through and I concentrate on opening all my chakras,
Yep.
putting a bubble of protection around myself,
Yep.
and connecting to my healers and guides.
Wait, that's Reiki?
That's Reiki.
I do that every morning.
Correct. Yeah. And it's open to, and you do not have to be Reiki attuned to call on the Reiki energy. It's here for everyone. It will get stronger as you get attuned, but it's free to anyone to use.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So it's really just a form of,
Universal energy.
yeah. Okay. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Look I had no idea I was Reikiing myself.
Yes. Yes.
That's pretty much what I do though. I Roy G. Bivet and open everything up and put a little bubble around myself for the day to keep anybody who's got negative energy out of my space.
Yeah.
And then, move on with the day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Look at me. I'm a
And
Reiki
that's
master.
a great way to start the day. You'll be grounded. You'll be protected.
Mm-hmm. And I do that before I even fully open my eyes and get moving for the day.
Yes. I usually do it. I usually go to the bathroom because that calls me first. And then I go back to bed and I do it.
So I have to do it right away before anybody knows my eyes are open. And by anybody, okay, if you have children, husbands, animals, you know that the minute they see your eyes open, you're screwed.
Yes.
You gotta do all the things for all the people.
Get it in while you can.
I'll just even my animals now, I will leave my eyes shut even if I'm awake and just fake them all out and do a quick little meditation and open everything up before anybody's bothered me for the day.
And I like that you said quick. It does not have to be anything that takes a lot of time. It does not have to be anything that is big and planned out. It's just a conscious connection to the body for a minute, opening and moving on.
Yes, it doesn't take long.
No.
You don't have to take 30 minutes of your morning.
Nope.
If I have a little longer, I'll do it for a little longer. I'll spend longer on each little chakra and with a little mantra or word or whatever. If I don't, I can literally just visualize Roy G. Biv and everything lighting up.
Yes.
And then my little pretty bubble around me, say a few things. Let's get going, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You just get the whole spirit team on board. Let's do this. We got to live another day.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
And then we get going.
And then you're connected and they know the more you connect with your team, the more they want to help, the more they come in, the more they will protect you and guide you.
Yes.
So by starting the day in connection, you know that you'll be connected all day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, all right, we've been attuned. We can do Reiki on ourselves. We can go to a practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You said the type I do. Are there several types of Reiki?
I don't even know how many types of Reiki. There's probably 7 to 8 original types of Reiki. And then I don't even know how many westernized versions of Reiki.
Oh, because people just take it and just tweak it a little bit or something.
Other people are still downloading more symbols to use during it.
Oh, okay.
So they create new versions. I'm also Karana Ki Reiki, which kind of specializes in people who've experienced a lot of trauma
Okay.
and sexual traumas
Mhm,
and
mhm.
things like that. So I resonated with that specific Reiki. So I also became a Reiki master of that.
Okay.
So that's just a whole other spew of symbols to put in people.
Okay. For very specific traumas.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So when you're doing it, do you intuitively feel like, oh, they've got these traumas? Or do we need to tell you ahead?
I
that's what I'm
sometimes
wondering.
will ask where you hold tension in the body just to make sure that I really clear that area.
Mhm, mhm.
But usually it's mostly just I go in and I pick up what I feel and what I sense.
And you work on that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we don't have to spill our whole life story right before you start. You're just going to feel the energy
Correct.
and do the things.
Correct. And some
Okay.
people do like to spew. So if there are people who like to talk it out, I will talk a little more. And then there's some people who don't want to tell me nothing and just want to come in, lay down,
Feel the energy.
get cleared, feel better. And then they'll tell me after
Mm.
what they felt, experienced.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we're just going to circle back.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to get into the sound bath in a minute because like when you add them together, it's just magical.
Correct.
But, but just with the Reiki, because I know there's going to be other people out here who you're like, okay, I'm going to go get Reiki and she's not even going to touch my body. And shouldn't I just get a massage instead? Or shouldn't I just, no, if I'm going to spend the money, I'm getting a massage or I'm getting okay. But this is important because it's not just working your body and the muscles. Like a good massage will loosen things up and do things for your muscles. And I'm a huge proponent of massage. But Reiki is totally different. Like the feeling you're going to get is deeper.
It's
internally.
It's a massage for the soul.
Yeah.
It releases all the things that are binding us. So it does affect you down to the cellular level. So you will feel like you did have a regular massage. Your body will feel looser.
Yes.
More able to move through situations easier, more in control just from the Reiki. So I would suggest getting the Reiki at least once a month just to keep everything clean and clear and moving and flowing, because the world is so chaotic and we aren't connected to the earth like we used to be.
No.
Grounding, sleeping on the earth, eating the clean natural food. So stuff just constantly is binding us
clogging
up.
us up.
Yeah. So doing the Reiki once a month will keep the energy flowing, things moving, prevent the big clogs.
Yeah, you feel lighter when you leave.
Yes.
Like
and
you feel lighter.
The disease from coming out because it keeps the cells spinning, moving, and clean.
Yes. And I was telling someone the other day, so for me, I can get like my best meditations, like drop in a little bit deeper during Reiki.
Correct.
And it's just something about like the energy in the room, you know what I mean? The fact that there's someone else's energy like working towards the same goal too, or like whatever.
It's the holding space. So my energy combines with your energy to hold space for you to get deeper and invite in your team to communicate with you.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so if you're just getting Reiki, there's no sound bath, anything with it. There's usually just a little music in the background.
Yes.
Okay. And for everybody who's never done this and is thinking, oh my gosh, I need to go try Reiki, you are fully clothed.
Yes.
Okay. You don't have to feel uncomfortable. Unlike massage.
Right.
Your clothes you just show up in like clothes that are comfortable.
Clothes that are comfortable.
Comfortable.
You should not be touched anywhere inappropriately. You should feel very comfortable, very relaxed. And you may feel emotional.
Mm-hmm.
You may even cry. It is releasing the things that are stored in the cells and in the body.
Yes. Amy knows the story I'm about to tell. Okay. And like we said, we started this whole thing saying, if you don't like someone's energy, don't do it.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
And so you can, so I've had Reiki Amy's my regular practitioner here. Okay. That I go to on the regular. I've gone to other people, like whether I've been out of town and tried somebody out, or before I found Amy, I had someone else in my local area that I had gone to, and her technique was completely different than yours, right? So everybody's going to be a little different about how they do it.
Yes.
Some people are going to talk more during it and tell you, ooh, everything they're finding. Like, oh, I think your liver's clogged up. I don't know, all the things.
Yes.
Okay. And sometimes they will rest their hands on you in different positions. And
Correct.
Okay. So everybody does it a little bit different. But I had once, and I'd probably been to her maybe only 2 or 3 times. I don't know. Like, we weren't close. I mean, like, I hadn't been going to her for a year. Right. Where we were like attuned to each other really well. Okay. And so, I keep my eyes closed the whole time. I try and just get into my own place and not worry about what the other person's doing. Right. All of the sudden, I got zapped in the vagina.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Just imagine, I know this is a podcast, but imagine a couple fingers. You got 2, the peace symbol up. Okay. And then you get a little zap on the old labia, like the old, and fully clothed. I was fully clothed, but it doesn't matter. No. It was inappropriate. And she did make a comment after the fact. She was like, oh, I hope that was okay. You needed that. And I was like, you should really be asking before you do something like that.
I do not. If I have to work on the root area or the reproductive organs, that's a hovering situation.
Yeah, you hover.
You can send energy.
It's energy. You don't have to touch me.
You can send energy to those areas without touching. Most people in this world have experienced some form of sexual trauma.
And if she doesn't know that, or your practitioner,
there should be no.
You don't. Okay.
No.
We learned this in first grade.
Yes.
With the little teddy bear.
Yes.
You don't get touched here or here.
Correct.
Okay. That seems simple.
I don't even understand
and I don't
why
know
that
if
would
she
happen.
got like overconfident, like felt, I don't know, maybe I just had a real chill vibe. I don't know. And I'm not blaming myself here. This isn't a Me Too situation where,
right.
No, I'm not saying like, well, it was my fault. I probably should have No, it's not my fault. Like, her little finger shouldn't have got anywhere near my privates.
No. Nope.
Oh God. So, and I'm not saying this to scare everybody out there, because I want to say this was rare.
Yes, that should not happen.
I have talked to and had Reiki by many others. That doesn't happen.
No.
So I guess what I'm saying is maybe check the reviews, or maybe the first time you go to someone, just verify with them.
Yes.
You don't touch me during this, right? And they're going to say no. Okay. And just let them know. I would just appreciate, like, if you are going to lay any hands on me, then just let me know.
Right.
Just give me a heads up.
Yes. Because some people aren't comfortable with touch at all. So then the whole
people don't want
session
touched.
Could be hovering, because the energy is transferred just as well.
Yeah.
Your intention is sending it. It's going.
Yes. Everything's energy. We established that. Our whole body is energy. And so we can work on each other's energy without touching each other.
Yes. And then there even comes into play distance Reiki.
Yes, I do. I haven't done distance Reiki, like just online, and I know everybody out there's thinking, okay, but how can she feel my energy through my computer screen?
It's once you are conditioned to tap into people's energy, you can do it from anywhere.
Oh, see, yeah. Like, I get readings remotely.
Correct.
And they're tapping into my energy.
Yes. So it's the same concept.
It's the same thing.
I just visualize the person's body.
Mm-hmm.
Other people use like stuffed animals to do it on, or a piece of paper with pictures. I tend to use my own body, and I go through and I Reiki myself, and I pick up the things that I feel off.
And what you're picking up is what's off for them.
Yeah, because my intention is to be Reikiing them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm Reikiing them. And so then I can tap into what's wrong in their body.
Okay.
And I've had great success there too. Like, people who are sick will reach out to me. Hey, I've been sick for 4 days and I just can't.
I can't clear it.
Yep. Can you send me a little something? And I concentrate and send the universal energy to them, and they start to clear. And sometimes even it's just them acknowledging something's wrong and calling in the help, and it says, okay, we can go.
Okay, good. You see?
Yeah. It's being aware of what's going on.
So that makes sense. So if you live right now, you're listening, you live somewhere remote, or you don't have any Reiki practitioners in where you're comfortable driving, a driving distance or that, there's still this option. You can still find a reliable Reiki master.
Yes.
Online.
They don't even have to be a master. They can just be a practitioner.
Just a practitioner.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they are able to, as long as they're a Reiki level 2, they're able to send the distance Reiki.
Okay. Because How many levels are there?
3.
3. Okay. So the first level, you're learning the basic.
The first level
what it
is about healing yourself.
Okay. Okay. Because you can't really heal others if you're all jacked up.
Correct.
Okay.
Inviting the energy into you, healing yourself. And then once you get comfortable with the energy, you can start working on like your immediate family, your animals.
Mm-hmm,
You're not able to charge for it yet. It's still just you working on people and discovering the energy. Once you become attuned to the Reiki 2, you can then charge for the service and start working on public. And
okay. So you got to be at
like
least
that.
a level 2 before you can work on others.
Correct.
Like in a professional type manner.
Correct.
Okay.
And then when you go to the master, that's more about being able to teach it to other people.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that just means you can basically teach and attune others.
Yes, you can attune others. And
the attunement comes level 1 or level 2?
There's attunements in every level.
Oh, okay.
So at the first level, you get attuned to 2 Reiki symbols. And then at second level, I don't remember how many more symbols you get. You get more symbols to put into people. And then you also learn the symbol to do the distance Reiki at the level 2.
Okay. Okay.
And then at the level 3, you learn to teach and to tune everyone.
Okay. I mean, you can't Google these things.
Yes.
And figure it out yourself. But I'm assuming it's probably way easier to have someone teach you that knows what they're talking about.
You have to have the attunements
to make it happen.
To be stronger in it. And
probably it's like super validating and yeah.
Yes.
And it's
to get that stronger connection and also the protection.
Yeah.
There's protection built into the Reiki. They covered a lot of things when you created that.
Because you open your energy up.
Yes.
To do this for someone else.
Yes.
But then you got to shut that back down.
Correct.
Because you don't want to walk around all day just like open to grab everybody else's energy.
No. So after someone leaves me, I do like it's called an energy wash. You just kind of take your hand and swipe your body to clean the energy off of you. Mm-hmm. And then I imagine throwing it deep
into the ground.
Mm-hmm. And then if I had a day where people were really heavy, I then soak in a salt bathtub just to finish cleaning out the energy. I worked on a girl who lost a child. And after I worked on her, I had so much pain on the side of my heart, in my neck and shoulder, that it stuck with me for 2 days. And I finally realized this is what I'm carrying.
Oh, you were carrying her burdens around.
I was carrying it. So I identified it and then I was able to release it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you can't keep all that.
Identifying, like picking up stuff is a major point too in protecting.
Because probably a lot of practitioners are naturally empaths.
Correct.
Like probably hardcore empaths.
Yes.
Because you almost have to be open to that to like feel the other person's energy. Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, yeah, you got to make sure you empty that back out.
Yes. Because it will eat you alive.
It's just like people who do therapy and listen to people's problems all day long.
Yes.
I'm assuming they have to figure out how to turn that off to go home.
So even like I have monthly Reiki shares for my Reiki students. And I also lay down and get work done.
Oh, yeah. So you guys kind of help each other out.
Yes. So me being cleared, letting people clear me keeps me going and not clogged.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And I know you're even particular about, because you're working on other people's energy and helping other people, you try and stay as healthy as you can.
Yes.
Because if you were like a heavy drinker, a smoker, doing the lines of cocaine, you aren't helping anybody else.
You're not helping nobody.
No.
Your negative energy is pulling from that person.
Yeah, they're going to hurt you if you
got to think of like when something is lower, it wants to be higher. So it's going to pull towards the higher. So if you're a low vibrational being trying to work on people, they're going to be infused with your negativity.
Yeah, they're going to end up with a lower vibe than a higher vibe.
Correct. So I don't drink no more. When I'm working, I fast when I'm working because the food takes up my concentration and slows me down.
Yeah, because it takes energy to digest your food.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I eat mostly a clean diet. I do have a problem with sweets every now and again.
Oh, yeah, same.
But other than that, I'm mostly a clean diet. I meditate daily. I spend hours in prayer.
And you even like Before your client even comes, you're prepping that room.
Yes.
You're
saging the room, sitting for at least 20 minutes in meditation, inviting in the healers from the person to come in.
Yeah.
But key is cleaning the room so that the healers can come into a clean space. Just like at a church, how they go through and sage and incense before.
Oh, yeah, with the thing that swings around.
It's because they're inviting in the higher spirits to come in and help the people. And you want it to be a clean space for them to come to.
So same thing.
Same thing.
You're making it a little sanctuary in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love it. We are going to pause with Amy right here. We're going to pick up this conversation in the next episode with part 2, where we will continue talking about Reiki. She's going to tell us how she adds in like the vibrational sound bath that just really kicks up the whole experience. We get into a bunch of stories, a bunch of fun stuff. Please stay with me. Head into part 2, where we continue this combo with Amy. Listen, I know your time is valuable. And right now, I'm feeling super grateful and totally humbled that you chose to hang out with me today. If this podcast resonates with you, could you do me a solid and hit that subscribe or follow button? That's going to help you out because you're never going to miss an episode. And it helps me out because you're never going to miss an episode. And if you have like 30 seconds more, could you leave a 5-star rating and maybe leave a kick-ass review? Thank you so much, and I can't wait to continue our journey on the next episode. Oh, and I can't forget the fine print. You know, the legal jargon. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We're just 2 friends on this journey together, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. You get it. See you next time.